Welcome to, I think we're at part, I think 19, might be mistaken, it might be 18, I have lost count, of the Scrappy sweater crochet along series. We are gonna do our last stitch today, and then next video, which might take a week or two because I need to extend my arms so I can do neck, waistline, and the cuff ribbing for y'all, but this is gonna be our last special stitch, so that's exciting. The stitch that we are doing today is the bean stitch. I'm gonna show it to you on the arm. So we're gonna do 3 rounds, and this one's gonna be a little bit different. I'm gonna note it now, and I'll also note it in the tutorial. But once you finish a round, you are going to like flip your project and go in the opposite direction. Reason for that is to get this nice like alternating diagonal direction to make that stitch look how it's supposed to. Because if we didn't flip our project around, they would all be facing the same way and it wouldn't look and lay as nice as it does. But this is again our last stitch. Next video I will go over ribbing and how to use ribbing to decrease if you want your waist to cinch in. Same for your arms if you want your arms to cinch in. I'll go over that, and then depending on your neckline, how big you made it, I'll go over neckline and using the ribbing to decrease your neckline. But as always, if you have any questions, drop them below. And I am so excited that we are almost finished with this sweater. But let's get into the tutorial. Okay, so as per usual, I am going to tie in the underarm section of our project because it hides the seam better, and pull a loop through and chain 1. Then you're going to do a single crochet in the next stitch, followed by a chain 1, and then we're going to go into the bean stitch. So you're going to skip the next stitch, and then we're going to go into the stitch after that. We're not going to yarn over to start, so skip a stitch, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull loop through, yarn over, insert your hook, pull loop through. I'm going to go through that one more time. So again, we're skipping a stitch, insert your hook, pull loop through, yarn over. I use my finger to hold the loops on the end. Insert hook, pull loop through, hold again and do it one more time. Yarn over, insert hook, pull loop through. You should have 6 loops on your hook when you are finished. And then you'll yarn over and pull through all 6 loops. And then chain 1. And that is your bean stitch. And then we're going to skip 1 stitch and do it again. So insert hook, pull loop through, yarn over, insert hook into the same stitch, pull loop through, yarn over one more time, insert hook into the same stitch, pull loop through, and then 6 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 6, and chain 1. And we're going to skip a stitch and do it again. So we're going to repeat this all the way around. So if you need the timestamp for when I go over it slow again, here it is. But we're finishing up the bean stitch. We have 6 loops on our hook, pull through all 6 and chain 1. Important thing is that we're skipping a stitch between each. Here's what it looks like with a couple more stitches done. We're going to repeat this around, and I will meet you at the join. Don't mind my daughter, she wanted to help, so we are at the join. I am skipping a stitch, and then I am at where I tied in. So all I'm going to do is insert into that initial chain 1 and do a slip stitch. Struggling a little bit with that, but I got it through, and we are going to do our slip stitch to join the round. And then what we're gonna do, because we want to go in the opposite direction, is we are going to flip our project. So we are going to rotate it in order to go in the opposite direction. So I'm flipping my project to go in the opposite direction. We're gonna start by chaining 1 and then go directly into the bean stitch in the space between bean stitches. So again, bean stitches, insert hook, pull loop through, yarn over, insert hook, pull loop through, and then one more time, yarn over, insert hook, pull loop through. You'll have 6 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 6, and chain 1. And you're gonna repeat this all the way around, making sure to do the bean stitch in the space between the previous bean stitches. Again, if you need to see the bean stitch slow, here is the timestamp for that. But I am just gonna do a couple more of these. Insert hook, pull loop through, yarn over, insert hook, pull loop through, yarn over, insert hook, pull loop through, 6 loops on hook, yarn over, pull through all 6, and chain 1. And again, we're repeating this in all of the spaces between the previous rounds. Bean stitches, making sure we're going in the opposite direction. So just doing another bean stitch is pretty repetitive. Here's what it looks like with those 2 rounds. You can see them kind of tilting in the opposite direction. That is why we switch the direction we're doing the round in, to create that nice textured look. So you're going to repeat this round, bean stitches all the way around in the spaces between, and I will meet you at the join for round 2. So joining for round 2, very similar to the join for round 1. I have 1 more bean stitch to do. Again, if you need it slowed down, here's the timestamp for that, but I'm gonna go over it quick. So we're gonna insert our hook, pull loop through, yarn over, insert hook, pull loop through, yarn over, insert hook, pull loop through. 6 loops on hook, pull through all 6, and then chain 1. And then find that initial chain 1 space, and you will slip stitch to join. Similar to the previous round, we're going to flip our project so that we're going to be going in the opposite directions. So I'm chaining 1 and flipping the project. It honestly doesn't matter whether you flip the project and then chain 1, or chain 1 and then flip the project. But then again, repeating the bean stitches in the spaces between the previous round's bean stitches. So I'm going to be done after round 3, but you can do as many rounds as you'd like. The important thing with this stitch is that when you close the round, you do want to make sure that you turn your project so that you go in the opposite direction. Here's what it looks like with the 3 rounds, and basically just make sure you're flipping the project between each round. But let's try it on. Yay! So we have finished our last stitch. So crazy. So if you have finished this last stitch, now you just need to extend. So obviously everybody should have to extend on the arms. There's a spider. There is a spider on your bed.
Sammy, I saw it.
I'm back. The spider was handled. But as I was saying, for the sleeves, obviously, everybody should have to extend their sleeves, unless, I mean, I have long arms, but still. So I probably will keep the pattern and keep my colors the same. So I'll do the seed, I'll do cross double crochet, I'll do pike, I'll do griddle. You know, I'll just follow the order of the tutorials again until I get the length I want. And I'll keep the colors the same just so it looks coherent on my arms. As far as the waist, I think personally I like where my waist is laying. I might make the ribbing on my waist a little bit longer just to get a little bit more length, but I like where like the max width is lying on my waist. Yes. But if you still need more length on the body of your sweater, again, you can just repeat any of the previous stitches. and get that extra length. And then again, with the neckline, I will show you if you need it to make it tighter, we're gonna do that with the ribbing. So I will show you how to do that. But again, any questions, please drop them below. Thank you for following along with me on this crochet along. It's my first one, and I think it's been pretty successful. But yeah, I can't wait to see everybody's finished sweaters soon.